Alright, so I'm starting out this back and shoulder workout with some straight arm pull downs. These are really great for warming up the lats and really targeting the lower lats, which are always hard to hit. You really want to make sure that you're not using the momentum in your body to pull the weight down, but really pulling completely through your back muscles. You can kind of see a ripple effect through my back where it starts the motion at the top and then you pull through your lower lats by the end of the motion. So what I did here was 3 drop sets, starting with 12 on the heaviest weight, dropping about a third for the next 10 to 15, and then dropping a third for the last 10 to 15. And that's 1 set. So I did that 3 times through. By the end of it, your lats are on fire. And if they're not, you're not doing it right. This is one of those exercises where if you don't feel it, you need to bump the weight down to make sure you've got the forward. Okay, so next I'm going into lat pull downs. These are reverse grip lat pull downs. These also target the lower lats. You can do these a couple different ways. You can have your hands closer together, a little closer than shoulder width. I like to keep them a little wider just to work on that back width, which is very important with figure. You can see I try to lean forward as much as I can, so I'm not leaning back and pulling like a row, I'm making sure I'm pulling down through my lats. So I try to bring the bar to my chest and stay as upright as possible. But as you get more and more tired, it's typical to lean back a little more. You just want to make sure that that focus is staying on the lats and you don't start pulling through the delts and the traps. Alright, now these are one-arm lat pull downs. I like to sit sideways. Some people sit facing forward just like with the 2-armed. But with these, I really feel that stretch at the top where you can stretch your lat and then you get the full effect when you contract the lat at the bottom of the movement. This one's really hard to do. Like, you can tell I'm going really lightweight. You really want to make sure that the focus is staying on that lat and you're not leaning too far forward or too far back, and you start recruiting other muscles to pull the weight down. You really want to feel that stretch at the top and feel that hard contraction at the bottom where you're almost leaning into it as you contract. So now I'm moving into one-arm dumbbell rows. These are bent over and you really want to pull to your hip to target those lower lats. Try to keep your back as flat as possible to get the full stretch at the bottom and then pull through your lat at the top and not swing the weight with momentum. You really want to grab onto something that will stabilize you well, and you can kind of hold on at different levels. You can also do this on a bench where one arm goes to the side of the bench. This is just how I like to do them to get that angle to hit the lower lats. Now these are similar to the straight arm pull downs, but they are called kayak rows. And they're really fun because you pull down through your lats just like with the straight arm pull downs, but then at the end you pull through whichever side you're leaning towards and just make sure you get the full contraction on that lat. They look very interesting and you don't see many people doing them, but if you do it right, you will definitely feel an extra squeeze on the lat on the targeted side, and they're pretty fun to do. Now I'm moving into the shoulder part of this workout, starting with lateral raises. You can do these standing as well, but I like to do them seated to make sure I'm not using momentum and really focusing the movement and strength through the delts instead of swinging the weights up. These are always killer. Front raises are just hard to do because it's easy to focus on your medial and rear delts in other exercises, but this exercise really isolates the front delts. It's not a motion we do every day. We usually hold things close to our body. So when you swing out like that, you're focusing all your energy and strength through the front delt, which is really hard to do, and you'll probably have to go a little bit lighter than you would think. I'm just throwing in some abs here. I only do abs about 3 times a week, and I like to superset them with other exercises just because I don't enjoy doing them. And shoulder day is shorter for me, so I usually add them in there. Now I'm just doing rear delt flies with cables. Here I have just the cable themselves. I've taken the handles off, but this is an old video, and I actually like to do them with the handles now, with my palms faced inward, and I feel it targeting the delts a little bit more. So you can try it both ways and see what you like. Here you can see my traps are really activated, and I just needed to change them around to make sure I was actually targeting the delts in this exercise. That face though. And I'm just finishing out this workout with some assisted pull-ups. I'm actually not able to do pull-ups on my own at the moment, but that is something I'm definitely working towards. I'm just gradually lowering the weight that's offsetting me and hoping to work up to where I can do them unassisted. Right now I'm just really focusing on getting my forearm down and pulling through the lats in this motion, so that when I can do them in body weight, I'm pulling through the right muscles.